Well, good evening, my CNC brothers and sisters. Hey, this is a Vectric night. We got the Vectric Master, Kyle Ely, coming on board. Bringing him on board in just a moment. A couple things I want to do first is just say hello to a couple folks, John and Robert and Mick and John, the other John. Let's see, Gary, Ronnie, Michael. Another John. Oz, what's going on, Oz? JR, Terry, what's going on, Terry? Billy, Dave, and a bunch of others. So we are going to be talking Vectric tonight. So try to keep your questions to Vectric. And we got the master, like I said, Kyle Ely, once again. And we got a little special going on for you guys here. So just kind of hang on for a minute. I'll tell you about that in about 15 minutes. Liberty is not here yet. I'll bring Julianne on board before we bring Kyle on board. And there she is, the one of the two bosses at IDC Woodcraft, her and Liberty. But Liberty took a little trip today, and I don't know if she'll get in here tonight or not, but hopefully she will. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. And let's see, was there anything I needed to say? I think I said, remind me about this, Julianne. I do want to say thank you to a couple of our CNC brothers. I have yet to call them, but the first one is from our brother Richard, who sent this to us. And this is very cool, an IDC plaque, CNC with IDC router bits, and it's got the American flag in the background, put the IDC logo on it. And the other one is right here from Tommy. He did a stacked text, IDC Woodcraft. I got to call him too. Now, this is very cool. It's all maple glue up. Super cool. We made a decision, I guess it was last week or over the weekend, whatever, that we are going to create a web page on the IDC Woodcraft website. And for all the folks that send a gift project to us like these guys do, we're going to showcase that on the website. So there's going to be a web page dedicated to you to show the project you sent, your name. We're debating whether we wanted to get a little headshot so people know, and like maybe a 2-sentence blurb of your story or something like that. We're still figuring out how we're going to build that page. So that's really cool. We got a bunch of projects. Now we got to figure if we can backtrack on many of the projects that we got sent to us as a gift, but they'll all be there and they're all going to be pinned up on the wall over here in the shop. So I'm going to have to take them out of the office. I don't know. We'll have to, there might be some argument on that. Because
I think we need to split them half and half. You can't take all of our decorations.
No, I can't. I just want to make sure that for the folks that send us something, we showcase them. Because here's the way I see it. We're going to bring Kyle on board. So there he is. Yeah, so Kyle, you've gotten gifts in the mail, haven't you? Things that people have made.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah,
it's always fun to see those type of things, and then even sometimes in person when I go to an event, somebody will make something and give it to me.
The real cool thing about that is that they actually took time to create a gift for you.
Yeah, right? For sure.
And that is so cool. So yeah. All right. Well, so we have a little gift that we are going to talk about here in about 10 minutes. And remember, we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the show. And hopefully Liberty will get on board here. But like I said, she was out of town. She just got in not too long ago. So we are just going to start diving in to this. We'll talk a little bit, see what the story is with Kyle. Julianne will be in the back chewing the fat and throwing links into the comments and in the description. So everything we link here will be linked in the description as well. All right. So Kyle, what's going on, brother?
It's going good.
Yeah. What's new?
Well, got a new thing I want to share tonight. Something I've been working on for quite a few years, actually. Kind of a passion project I've been doing, and just a good resource I think everybody's going to enjoy in the CNC community.
Yeah, this is really cool what he's putting together. Go ahead and share your screen and talk about that.
All right, let's pop this up and share screen. So I shared this in my private community and got some feedback on it. And now I'm ready to finally release it out there in the wild. And this is going to be an evolving project, but this is a brand new website I made called thecnchub.com. And basically, this came from people always asking me, what machine should I buy? And that question is always hard to ask because there's so many aspects to a machine. It could be what you're going to use it for, what kind of budget do you have, what kind of size requirements do you need. So I made this website where you can quickly and easily find machines. And for example, right on the homepage, you can either search for something right away, explore all the machines, or there's a little quiz. So you can say, I want to use it for, let's say, woodworking. And up here, it's going to tell you how many results you're going to have and what kind of level you are. Let's say I'm a complete beginner and I want a mid-size machine and my budget is under 5,000, and whatever specific requirements you want for features. If you're not worried about the features, you can just skip this. But if you need specific features, let's say you want rotary access support, you can select that. And then just where did you hear about us? Let's say we heard it on YouTube from Garrett. Let's click see results. And here it's going to pop up results from different brands that fall within that exact criteria that you entered. And then from here, you can customize this even further. There's a lot of different, what kind of table and materials it's made out of, what kind of spindle it has, all kinds of specs in here. And it can get really detailed if you wanted to, or you can stay pretty broad with it. And any of these filters can be removed. Let's say I'm not worried about the rotary axis support anymore. I can remove that. And now we got some more options to choose from. And let's say you like a few of these, you can click compare. And let's say I want to compare 3 different brands together. I can now compare those and see side by side exactly what is the same, what is different between each one. So this is going to be really powerful for being able to compare machines across different brands. Because what I find is when you're looking at different machines on different websites, it's so hard to compare them when they all have different wording, different formats, and all kinds of stuff. So this is more standardized, where it has all the specs in here in one place. You can even click show only differences, and it'll only show you the differences between the machines. And if you want to remove one from the list, you can go ahead and do that. You can do up to 5 machines in here to compare at a time. And then you can also share the comparison. You can save it. And you can also favorite machines, add them to your favorites list. Or you can just browse all of them. And you can adjust the filters on the fly here. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. And then if you find a machine you like, you can also click view details and view further specs on each specific machine. So you can find out all the different specs on that machine. You can even find out what the warranty is on that. You can leave reviews down here and see other products like it. And like I said, you could save stuff. You have what's called My Workshop. So you can add the machine you currently have. This one, you could track your warranty. You can track resources for that machine. So if you want to get some training resources, if you want to get customer support or warranty information, you have all that. It even tells you when your warranty is going to expire if you enter in the purchase date. So that's something really cool in there. You can add favorites in here if you want to favorite machines to find them easy later. You can save your search filters if you want to go back to those later. You can save the comparisons, and you can edit your profile settings as well, all in your dashboard.
Folks, yeah. Oh, you're still talking. Go ahead.
There's quite a bit here, yeah. So one other big thing I want to show you is this one called Creators. So this is an idea I had to add in here based on some feedback from students. This is all popular YouTubers or social media influencers that use CNC machines, and you could actually see what machine they use and learn a little bit more about them. So here we can click on Garrett. We have all his social media links there and his website. We have the machine he uses. We have his community, some videos where he talks about some machines in here, and you can click on any creator that you'd want. You can go to Andy Bird here, see what he uses, see his all his featured stuff here. All of that is now in one place where you can quickly and easily find all that stuff. And the best thing about this website is completely free to use. You make an account for free, or you can just use it without an account. Up to you. You can even look at brands. If you want to learn more about a brand, you can click on them. And here it will show you all of their machines, all of their resources, and any support links, and a little bit more about the company, and a video or where the manufacturer is located, all kinds of stuff like that. So it is a lot in there right now. We're going to keep making it better. We do have a feedback button on the side here. If you want to suggest something or something's not working for you, you can report it there. And we'll continue to grow this and make it the best it can be on here. So I would say that's my quick, not so quick, I guess, spiel on this. But any questions on that?
So first of all, we'll put a link for that site in the comment. Julianne, we'll need to link that on our website too. But Kyle, this is like a major undertaking. This had to take you quite a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was so where this idea came from is one of my students actually sent me a small spreadsheet he made, and he said, Kyle, I need a better way to compare machines. I just made a spreadsheet with some of the popular brands. It had very limited information on it, kind of just differences in the size and the price. And he said, can you take this and turn it into something better for the community, because we need something like this? And I took that and I said, oh, that's a good idea. Let me see what I can do with it. So I've been working on this behind the scenes for a little while now, and it's definitely came a long way. And I actually had somebody build this for me a few times. I had several different people build this for me. I was never happy with the way it turned out. So that's why I kept kind of starting from scratch again to make this to where it is today, where I'm much more comfortable sharing this as a much better product in the end.
And this is called the CNChub.com, or it's just CNChub.com?
The CNChub.com.
Okay. Yeah, we'll link this. Yeah, Penny said this is great. Will you touch on computer programs?
Yes. So there's going to be more things being added. I started out with the CNC machines because that's where I've seen the biggest need. But we're going to be adding CNC software, CNC bits. We'll get into lasers and maybe even 3D printers. We'll see how far it goes. But if you keep checking in with this website, if you want to make an account or sign up for our email list at the bottom here, we'll update you guys when we add some of those new features. And my whole thing with this, like I said, this is my passion project. This is just something I really wanted to make for you guys. I want to make it 100% free for everyone to use. That way, it's just one of those really good features, really good resources you can have to find machines or software or anything you need, because this is something that always comes up as questions.
Yeah, you're right. This is so good to have side by side, the level of depth that you're going to, and kind of being that passion project. It's kind of the way I started with the CNC bits. When I started CNC, there were no like starter sets.
Yes,
like full, just proper starter sets. So that's what I started with. And so, yeah, guys, this is such an awesome resource. So make sure you, especially if you're looking to buy a machine or looking to upgrade, definitely get on this. Check it out for the other resources that he has on it. And like I said, he's added more to it. And you're gonna be doing software on it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and like I said, if anybody has some feedback of something that would make it even better for the community, make sure you jump on that feedback button, send it in there, and I'll definitely be looking into those to see how we can make this better.
All right, Gary Lynn said, "Wow, you go, Kyle."
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So as I said in the beginning, we had a little bit of a special. We talked about it just before the show. So Kyle, why don't you talk about what that is?
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, I had a Labor Day sale over the weekend, and actually ended last night. But I figured we're going on here live with Garrett we're gonna make a little special gift for you guys. So I talked with Garrett about this, and we're gonna offer that discount code extended until midnight tonight. If you guys want to get into our Vectric learning programs on our website, we have a 20% off. We're extending till tonight. I think Julianne just put the code on there, IDC Live at checkout. I believe Julianne will put the links in the chat. So just something for you guys if you want to get in on any of our Vectric training courses.
Yeah. So guys, this is what we're on the September 3rd. So at what, midnight Eastern Standard Time will that code kick out? Okay. So this is this is special for just this live, right? For you guys here.
Yes.
So
yeah, I made it just for you guys.
Yep. Or anybody that listens, reviews this after before midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. This code is good. 20% off of Kyle's course. So Kyle has the only Vectric training course, and if you've been around here for a while, you know that the folks that take that course, it's well built, starts from the beginner. He's got a little boot camp program you can try out real quick too, just to make sure you like his teaching style. But my school of thought is you've spent several $1,000s on your machine, your bits, all the time you took on it, and you bought the software, the Vectric software, and then you want to go to YouTube University, try to figure it all out through YouTube. It doesn't work. Just get the knowledge, right? Do it from the master, which is what we got going on right here. So, and we're going to talk. So this will be running for a while. Make sure if you haven't taken this course, folks, that you are in his course, make a comment in the comments. So those who are like thinking about it or didn't even know about it, let them know how you feel about his course and what it's done for you. All right, so we got some Vectric questions to handle already. And remember, we're going to do a giveaway, and we'll talk a little bit again here in about an hour, remind you guys about this, and we're going to rock on. You ready to do some questions?
Let's do it.
All right, first one comes from Richard. Oh, by the way, Cody, the JennyBit guy's on board here. Cody, by the way, I am going to be taking a drive west very shortly, so I might detour down your way. Just a random drive, just to do it. So Cody's got a little bit of exciting stuff going on. We got Greg from STL Woodworking on here too. All right, let's handle Richard's question. I need to buy a new laptop for my Vectric software. What are the specs I need to consider? It will be a dedicated laptop to design and run.
Yeah, so it definitely depends on which software you're using. Aspire is going to be the most kind of specs you're going to need, where Cut2D is going to be the least. But if you go to Vectric's website, all the way at the bottom of their page, they have a button that says System Requirements. Click on that. That will tell you the bare minimum that you need. I would recommend going a little higher than that if you can afford it. But always go a little bit more if you can, because that's going to give you that extra little bit to make sure your computer's not running too slow, especially if you have other programs as well.
Yeah, that's particularly with the Aspire version, because that's got to build STL files. So it's got
once you get into that 3D modeling, it takes up some space there.
We got Jeff from Windy City Smokers. I'm really curious. So this guy, Jeff, he makes these bourbon smokers or whiskey smokers, and he got some awareness from a brewery that wants to buy 100 units from him, but they wanted to see a sample first. So it's just someone who started to make something, forgot what to make, and he came up with the smokers, got on social media, and now he's grabbing some attention now, and he's sold quite a few.
Cool.
I bought 3 of them off of him.
That's a good brand name too. I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right, so question on batching projects. I want to cut out my smoker 4 or 5 at a time, but am afraid of running into clamps. Are there ways of setting no-cut zones, and if so, how?
Yes, there is. I don't know if you want to do a demonstration. I can share my screen.
Yeah. Right now you're sharing your.
I just don't see it on screen. I don't know if you have it on there. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Let me share my other screen.
Yeah. I've got a video that actually walks through that too.
Oh, you do? Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So Jeff, you might want to watch that video too, but Kyle can demonstrate it real quick. But Julian, find that one and link it.
I can show a quick example.
So what he's talking about here is what the Keepout Zone ways to where you know your clamps are going to be. You can tell the software to go around those clamps.
Yeah, if you have, so let's just draw some shapes here, and let's say these are some parts you're cutting out, and you know you have some clamps in some of these areas. Let's select all of these, and let's just do a profile toolpath to cut them all out. And I'll just select an end mill and cut through the material on the outside of the line and just calculate that. And if we preview this, before we preview it, you can see these red lines. These lines are called your rapid movements. That's where the machine lifts up, moves a little bit faster than normal, and then drops down to do your cut, lifts up, and goes to the next one. So right here in this area, if you had a clamp there, it's going to crash into it if it's not raising the bit high enough. And that's a major mistake you may make, and I've done it before as well. I've crashed into my fair share of clamps, or even a screw or a nail or something we have on the edge there. So this is where the Keepout zones come into play. So if you have the Keepout zones, this is going to be, I think, a version 11.5 and above or something like that. They added these, maybe version 12, but you'll see a button that says Manage Keepout Zones. I think it's version 12 they added this. So before you do that, you basically just need to draw a vector where your clamp is. You can even draw it in the 3D view. Let's just draw a shape there, and let's say my clamp is there. Now, of course, it's going to be best if you measure that and make sure it's a little bit more accurate. But if you draw that rectangle there and select it, and then go to Manage Keepout Zones, if I click Create from Selection, you'll see it will move that rapid movement. If I clear it, you'll see rapid movement going straight across that. If I click Create, it now puts a Keepout zone here, and that rapid movement is now going around that. And it's giving us a warning here that's getting close there. That would be something to keep an eye out on, but you may have to do some adjustments there. But you can also add in a clearance if you wanted to say 1/2 inch from that. Now it'll move further. But this one is colliding with our existing toolpath, so we would have to make some adjustments before we did that. But you kind of get the idea. Basically, you just draw however many shapes you need where your clamps are located, and then just click Create from Selection. And then you can edit those as much as you need to. And after you do that, you can generate the toolpath, and it will go around that.
Yeah. This is it was a nice addition, especially for cases like Jeff's situation where you're doing cookie cutter stuff. You know where your hold down's going to be. Hey, Fred is asking for a link to Kyle's training site, so we'll throw that in the comments, and everything will be in the description as well. Show them where the Keepout Zone button is to get that.
Oh, yes. It's in the bottom row. It'll be the 4th one, called Manage Keepout Zones. If you don't have that, I'm trying to remember if only the Pro versions have that. Maybe the desktop version doesn't have that. So that could be why if it's missing there.
Okay. All right. Ruth is asking, how do you set no
I think that was just what we asked. Answered there.
Yep. All right. There you go, Ruth. And we put a link to the video that I did on that in the comments, and it'll be in the description. Thomas asking, Garrett, ladies, and Kyle, thanks for any help. Can you offer any guidance with how to download files, G-code to use to carve a program? Swan.
Okay, that's a pretty vague question. It's missing some details there, but if you're just trying to learn how to save, some people, when they're brand new to the software, they don't know how to save the G-code outside of the software. So that's going to be the Save Toolpath button in the bottom right corner of your Toolpath tab. Just click on that after you generate the toolpaths. Make sure you set up your machine correctly and your post-processor. Make sure you have your toolpath selected, and then click Save. That will export it as a G-code file that your machine can read. And I don't know if that's your exact question, but I think we'll need some more details.
And so then, if depending on the machine you have, So I use the GSender control software. Then you need to install that G-code file that he just created into your control software that's running your CNC. So I'll share my screen.
Yep. That will
And
export it as a G code, and then you'll import that into your controller.
yeah. Yeah, so I'll just show them real quick. So I'm going to bring up my Vectric screen, my GSender screen, and we're going to clear that. Yeah, clear that. And then in GSender, I got a video that tells you how to use this program right here. I am not connected, so I got to connect to the machine. There we go. And I just need to clear that now. Okay. Okay, it didn't disconnect. So if you use GSender, I got a full-blown video. It's about an hour, 15 minutes, walks you through this entire software. But then you'll go to this load button, and you'll load in your particular G code, and it's going to come into here, and that's how you do that. So the G code is created through the Vectric software, and then it's brought into your control software. And then this is what runs your CNC. Dean, Garrett, we need a PWN install on the alt mill using the latest GSender. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, make a note about for me to call Daniel. Because so I have the alt mill, and in the CNC machine there are 3 factors where you can, like 3 links to make the machine can work under, and there's one of those links is the weak link. So you have the motors that are driving the machine around, you got the spindle power, and then you have the router bit. And on the alt mill, the spindle power, the 1.5 kW is the weakest link of those 3. I want to upgrade to the 2.2 kilowatt spindle, so we'll have to talk to Daniel about that. So get that. I know CNC Labs has released a 2.2 kilowatt, so I have to debate if I'm going to do a CNC Labs or I'm going to get the PWN on mine. Not sure yet. All right, here's one from Gary Lynn. Garrett or Kyle, can you direct me to a video of how to do multiple bit changes on a carve, like the card holder that I did, the 1/8 round over one, then the hog bit, and then finish the pocket. Multiple bit changes. Oh, that's part 1 of the question. And then part 2 is page 2, then the bull bit to finish pocket, 1/4 inch round over. So he's going to these different types of bits. I talked to Gary on the phone. Let's see, what is a project I did? Trying to find a simpler video, because the card holder that he's talking about, that was 3 different videos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was so in depth that
Yeah.
I had to break it into the design, then the tool path, and then setting up on the machine. Julian, if you can think of a video that I have done that has like 2 tool paths in it, Gary, you just follow the same principle with more than that. And I'll try to keep that in my mind in the moment to think if I can come up with a video. All right, Dennis is saying, if you install old versions of vCarve, do you lose any databases?
If you uninstall them, I would back them up first, just to be safe. I think I have a video on my YouTube channel on the database backing up. I would check that out. But yeah, I would definitely back it up first before you uninstall, just to be safe.
So let's show them how to back up their database.
Yeah, there's several ways to do it. But if you share my screen, you'll want to go to your tool database. You can either do that in your toolpath tab, just click tool database button there, or you can also go up here to toolpaths and then tool database. So once you have that open, the easiest way to back this up is if you're logged into your Vectric portal account, and you'll see a button that says online up here, and then you're going to click this first button that says upload your current tool database to the portal. When you do that, it will save your entire database to Vectric's online portal account as like a cloud storage account, basically. And then you can go to any computer, log in, and download it onto the other computer. So you can basically keep them synced as long as you click those buttons up there. But they need to both have internet access to do that. If you're on your shop computer or something where you don't have internet, there's also a button down here at the bottom that says export the selected tool or group. So keep in mind, if you just select one single tool and you click export, it will only export that one tool. So I would recommend you, for example, I have all my tools in this Imperial Tools large group. If I select that group by itself and click save, that will save all the tools inside of that group. And then I can save that onto a flash drive or onto your anywhere on your computer or on a cloud storage of your own, and you can use that to back up as well. Those are going to be the two main ways to do it. There's a little other couple backdoor ways of doing it in your file menus, but that's going to be a little bit more in depth. I do have that in that YouTube video I would recommend you check out, but I would recommend one of those two methods, depending on if you have internet or not.
Yeah, we'll link that video. Did you find it, Julianne? No, she hasn't found it yet. So we'll get that video. If we can't find it during the show, we'll link it in the description.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it too.
Yeah, okay. And for those who are wondering about Kyle's this special 20% off, that's like just extended from his Labor Day weekend discount. He just reactivated it especially for this show, 20% off. So Bruce said Kyle's course are well worth it. What flat depth do you recommend for text using V-Carve toolpath if going to paint the text? And is the depth different for Endmill bits with pocket toolpaths? I didn't realize that was going to be a question, but that's okay. Let's handle that one. What flat depth do you recommend for text using V-Carve toolpath if going to paint the text? And is the depth different for Endmill bits with the pocket toolpaths? So he's talking about V-Carve pocket, and then using a flat depth, and then for me, it depends on the text and what kind of bits you're using and how deep you want to go. I personally, if I can get away with it, I like to use no flat depth for my text carving, just because I think it just looks so much better. It's going to give you that nice crisp V carve all the way through, and as long as you're not cutting really deep, it usually looks really nice. If the letters maybe are really large or bold font where it's cutting too deep, that's when I would add in a flat depth. And typically I like to use 0.08 inches. There's no specific reason. I used to do 1/8 of an inch, but then I just thought that was a little too deep. So I just lowered it a little bit, and now it's 0.08. That's kind of where I default. And for me, I've done thousands of signs with that measurement, and it always looks nice for the flat depth. So it works out for me. I'm the same as you. I found that 1/8 was too deep. I set mine at 0.1.
0.1. Oh wow.
Yeah, so a little bit deeper than you go, but
Yep.
not quite 1/8.
Yep, pretty much around the same.
Okay. Let's see. I was going to say something else and I forgot. I guess it'll come up here in just a minute. All right, eCabinets tips and tricks. How would you go about adding a relief model to the bottom of a pocket?
Relief model to the bottom of a pocket.
So I think it's talking about like a 3D.
Yeah, that's going to require. So you could do that with V-Carve or Aspire. Aspire is going to be easier because you can have a lot more 3D tools. I can show you how simple it can be done in Aspire. Basically, let's just say this rectangle was going to be our pocket. In Aspire, I can select that rectangle, click on the flat 3D tool to give it a little depth. So I can put that below the surface. And let's just say I make it 0.5. Let's do -0.5 inches. That's a 1/2 inch below the surface. And click close. So we'll say that's our pocket. Now it's a little hard to see that right now because we have no zero plane. So if I click away from that rectangle and hold shift and click that button I just clicked again to create a flat plane. That's just going to make it easier to see that pocket we just made. That flat plane we don't really need there, but I just wanted to show you what that pocket looks like as a 3D model. And then from here, we can just go to the clip art library, find a piece of clip art whatever we wanted to use. And let's just put this decorative one in there, drag and drop it. And then we're going to resize it to fit inside of there. And there we go. Now we have a 3D model inside of that pocket. You just have to make sure your combine modes are correct. This particular 3D model is set to add. You want it to add on top of the material that's below it. So that's what we end up with. But
Wow.
like I said, that's with the Spire. It's a little bit easier. If you have VCarve, then what you can do is you could pocket out with a pocket toolpath. Let's say you go 1/2 inch deep, and then you can place that model there, but in your material setup, you would just choose the location of it in the position, the model position in the material. You would just set the bottom of that to that 1/2 inch depth.
Okay.
So it's a little bit extra step for that, but it is possible.
All right. There's a couple questions about your course, the cost of your course. So Kyle's got the 20% off of his course, so we didn't cover that. Why don't you explain a little bit to those who are asking and curious about it? What is involved here? What's the cost?
Yeah, so we can actually just take a peek inside the course if you guys want to see what they look like. All right, so basically we have 3 programs. Technically it's 2. We have the Vectric Master training course, and we have our Learn Your CNC Academy community, which is live weekly projects. So the master course is broke up into 2 different ones, VCarve or Aspire. So Aspire just has some extra training. They're both the same course, just the Aspire has extra. And the Vectric Master training course, if we open that up, it is step-by-step training all the way from nothing. We have a little boot camp to go through first, and then all the way up to let's say you wanted to learn how to use guidelines, layers, and stuff like that. We have lessons on every single thing in there. So each part of Vectric is broken down into individual layers, and it goes all the way up until you're 3D modeling like we were just looking at there. So you can get into custom 3D modeling for Aspire, where you have lessons on all those 3D modeling tools, how to use them, and they're really in-depth on each one of these. So it breaks it down step by step, how to use every aspect of Vectric software. And go ahead.
No, it's just a very deep dive software.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a step-by-step, take it at your own pace. The master course is one-time payment. You get lifetime access to it, and you get the free updates. Now, the other program we have is our weekly live training. That is if you want more of a community and you want weekly occurring lessons and you want access to replays. Some people just choose one or the other. Some people like to do both. So it's up to you what your learning preference is. But our weekly live lessons, we have 1 project lesson every week, and we have 2 Q&As, one with me and one with Michael. He does a lot of nice 3D work and stuff like that as well. So we have a little bit of different perspective from 2 different trainers. We're getting your questions answered every week. And you also have access to our private community. And this community will allow you to post projects, post your questions, and we answer all these questions every week inside of this community. And you can even share projects you're working on, get ideas from others. We also have challenges that we do in here every month. So every month we do a challenge with different topics, and we have prizes for those challenges. So the one we have going on right now is a retro challenge, doing something from in the past decades. So you can see some of our students are really making some cool projects from different past decades. And then after these are all submitted, we do a voting period, and we have some good prizes, such as right now this month we have Vectric clip art package, IDC Woodcraft gift card, and Learn Your CNC t-shirt for the top 3 prizes. So every month we do those challenges. That's included with the live training. And then another thing that is included, let me go back there, is access to our weekly projects. as well as access to our all of our project files. So here is our kind of storage vault of all of our project lessons. You can see every single week we do a brand new project. Each one of these projects has its own individual lesson and has all the project files with it. So let's just say you wanted to make one of these projects, you can click on it, and then you can watch the project lesson if you want to learn how to design it yourself, or if you want to just cut it out, you can click download the file, and cut it right out. And there's all kinds of, we do these live every week, so we show you how to do it and then answer your questions. And then we also do Q&As every week as well. So it is more involved, kind of hands-on for the live training. And that one's a subscription-based membership.
Yeah. So now you guys kind of get a little taste that it's not just a training course. There's involvement. You got the community. And Cody Ellerman said he just bought the course. Awesome deal. Now, Cody, you see everything you get. Hey, I just want to throw this in. Last week we did the giveaway. And Julianne, I got to bring you up for a second. It was like a total surprise package, right?
Yep.
You didn't even tell anybody what it was. They didn't know. They waited until they got the box. Well, Ellen was one of the winners here. And so she said she's going to shoot a video on it. I don't know what was in it. What you throw in the package?
It was a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I was gonna say David hasn't got his yet. It hasn't been delivered.
Okay, so
yet,
we're gonna wait then.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna say a word as to what was in it.
Okay, we got 489 viewers on board. If we get 400 thumbs up on the video, then when we do the giveaway, we'll do an extra one. So I don't know, usually do one, sometimes we do two things. Whatever she's decided, we'll add one more to it. So
I'll have to make it good.
But we have to get 400 thumbs up on the video on the Odyssey Woodcraft YouTube channel.
I just gave you one.
All right. I guess I should give myself one too, shouldn't I?
There you go.
All right. From Rob for Kyle. Hello. Recently signed up for your Vectric Master course. I was wondering, when loading my software once purchased, can I load the clip art to an external drive to save space on this laptop?
Technically, yes, you can. The only thing is, when you're using the software, it's not going to be able to have those already loaded in your clip art library, ready just to drag and drop, unless you leave your external drive plugged in all the time. But it's not necessarily impossible, but I would just be cautious of that, because if you unplug it or lose it or something, then you're not going to have quick access to those files. Or you can just download the ones you want to use, and Vectric allows you to do that as well. They'll be available where you can see them, but you only download them if you want to use them. So that's another option I would recommend.
Okay. There was one above that. I didn't get that one out of that. Okay. All right. So Williams, hello, Kyle. Oh, that was the same one I just did. Okay. Got Brad. Okay. Can you take an STL file, download it from one of the graphic websites, and modify it, such as changing some of the 3D text?
Yes, you can. And luckily, I have a YouTube video for that. Actually, I have 2 videos on that. And there are some of my recent videos I would recommend you check out. I show how to do it in VCarve and in Aspire. So those 3D models. So I'd recommend you take a look at those.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go. Is that a fairly involved?
Yeah, that's going to be a fairly involved process. I think that'll be a little bit more than what we could show here.
All right. We'll get that video and we will link it here. And do you remember the name of the video so Julianne can find it?
Yeah, it should just be something about edit text. Here, how to change 3D text, even in VCarve.
Okay.
That's one of them, and then there's a second one right after that as well.
All right. Julianne will link that in the comments and the description. And let's go to David. Good evening, guys. How can I send you a file and ask questions about how to fix? So let's see. On my end, I've had so many people send me files that it became overloaded. So I kind of do it on a case-by-case basis. And on your end, Kyle, I guess what behind how do you work that?
That's where the whole live group training came to be about. I got way too many of those files, and I just said, I got to make this a way where I can answer his question, but also other people can benefit from that answer. So that's where the live training started. And everybody gets in on a group. They send their files in. We look at it live all together and answer the question. Everybody gets benefit from that answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the way I prefer to do it. What I have done is if it's a worthwhile problem or challenge, then I will take the file, I'll fix it, but I'll do a video on it too. So, you can send me a private message and tell me what the problem is, and then I can kind of decide from there. But at the moment, honestly, I am quite busy. I got so many things on my list right now. It's kind of hard to set aside the time to do that. So it's not like we don't want to. It's just we get overloaded with stuff all the time, and we have to respect our own time.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it would be all day long helping people.
Yeah.
Literally all day long, and we still wouldn't have enough time. All right, Stephen says, is it possible to get sharp inner corners when doing a pocket cut? They always come out rounded no matter what I try.
If you're using an end mill, then yes, they're always going to be round just because of the nature of the bit. But if you use a V-bit, then you can make them sharp. And you can do that by, I would recommend switching from the pocket to the V-bit, the V carving toolpath.
Yeah,
you can set a flat deck.
So this is the project that Tommy sent me, and you can see this nice sharp corners here. So V-bit does a really nice job.
V-bit is the way to go.
Yeah, but with the V-bit, you're going to have a tapered side on your pocket too.
Yeah. Yep.
But actually,
the other option is chisel the corners at the end. But that's
you got to look at it this way. You're trying to cut a square corner with a round bit. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
What you can do is, if you're using a 1/4 inch down cutter and you're doing all your work, then you come back in with an 1/8 inch and let it do the finish work, or even a 1/16 inch. You can do that so he's doing it in a pocket toolpath. So you can actually show them how to add other tools in a pocket toolpath.
Yes. So
let me share your screen.
Yep.
There you go.
So if we take one of these rectangles and we wanted to, I'll show it side by side actually. So we'll do a pocket over here and we'll do a V carve over here. So let's do a pocket toolpath on this one. You can add multiple tools in here. So let's say we wanted to add in a large tool, like a 1/4 inch. Of course, it depends on what machine you have, what size you can go up to. Let's just do a shallow depth, like a 1/4 inch. And now we have two tools in here, a 1/4 inch and an 1/8 inch. So the 1/4 inch is going to do all the work on the inside, milling all that out. The 1/8 inch is just going to go around the edges to clean it up and to get a little bit tighter corner. So if we calculate this with both of those bits, it's going to generate two different toolpaths. And if we take a look at the first one, this is the 1/4 inch end mill. So we can preview that, and you'll see that is just going to bulk out the center. But you'll see we have really round corners there because of that larger 1/4 inch bit. Now, if we take the second toolpath, which is the 1/8 inch tool, it's going to come around the edges and clean up those corners. So if I slow this down a little bit and click preview, you can see that corner getting sharper. Now, you can even go further with this and go with the 1/16 inch bit and get it even tighter and tighter of a corner. So that's an option you can do there. I've also isolated those corners. If you don't want it to spend all the time going all the way around, you could set up a different toolpath for that. But now that we saw that, let's take a look at the difference with the V carving toolpath. I'm going to choose that and select this rectangle over here. I'll do the same cut depth. This will be a flat depth in this case. I'll use a 1/4 inch end mill, and I'll use, let's just say, a standard 90-degree V-bit and calculate this. So what that's going to do is generate 2 toolpaths again. Here's the first one, 1/4 inch end mill. It's going to look very similar to the pocket toolpath. So that's going to mill out the center. And the only thing you're going to notice different on this is the edges are left with a little step there. And that's because now our V-bit, you can see it's going to cut those corners, all the edges, but it's also going to go up and basically ramp up to make a sharp corner on all 4 corners. So if we slow this down in preview, now you're going to see this go around the edges. And at first it's going to be round, but at the end, you can see it ramps up in that corner and leaves it sharp. But like Garrett said, you're going to be left with a tapered end there. All the edges are going to be tapered with the angle, but you can see the difference side by side, one having a sharp corner and one having a round corner. It all depends on what you're going for this particular design, though, which one you want to use.
All right. All right. So somebody said, where's the thumbs up button on the video? It is below the video on the IDC Woodcraft YouTube channel. We need 400 thumbs up, so we will add in an extra. We'll do another giveaway. All right. So Jeff is saying, can you import a G-code file that was created? We just in a program like Easel and edit it in VCarve.
Not a G-code, but in Easel you can export as an SVG file, which is going to be your design, basically your vector file. It's going to be a 2D flat vector file. You can export that as an SVG and then import it into VCarve, Aspire, Cut2D, and then you'll have to generate the toolpaths inside of VCarve.
Yeah. So you can't import G-code into the Vectric software.
No, you cannot. No. You can only export G-code.
Right. Okay. So, but you can bring the different file types. Show them how they can bring in the different file types. What different file types, and how they can find out what.
Yeah, there's three main file types you can bring in. You can bring in 2D vectors, which are going to be exactly like these vector lines here. You can bring in image files, or you can bring in 3D files. 3D files is going to be only available in Aspire or VCarve, but that's going to be in your file operations up here at the top. We have import bitmap or vectors, or we have import component or 3D model. So if you're, depending on what you're importing, you would just click one of those buttons, choose the file you want to import, and then click import, and it'll come right into your project.
Yeah, the screen's not showing up. So
yeah, I didn't actually click it because I don't have a file ready for that. But another thing you could do is just drag and drop it into Vectric as well. That usually
okay. Yeah, your directory didn't show up because you're just showing this screen. So,
yeah, I just didn't have a file ready to go for that.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to search for a file.
Okay. Well, I'll just show you guys real quick so I can because Kyle's didn't have.
Actually, I have one here. I can. So I'll just show you.
Let me show your screen again.
Yep. So if I just lost it, let me bring it back. So here's a file. Oh, the screen's not sharing anymore.
There we go.
Okay, so if you have your file menu open, you can either click import there and search for the file, or if you have your file menu open, here's a file I have right here. I can just drag and drop it in here, and this will actually import it directly in here. And I can click yes. And here it just brought in images, vectors, and anything I had with that file. And now I can move that or use it whenever I need to. So as you could see, if you just drag and drop things, that's another quick and easy way to import files.
Okay. All right, then Todd Cox. When using the vector selector while creating a toolpath, what does the set toolpath cut depth from imported vector option do, and how do you use it?
Let's see. When importing a vector selector, oh, he is talking about in the toolpath settings down here at the vector selector button. There's going to be a button that says selector down at the bottom, and This is basically a filter to automatically select vectors in your design. So let's say I want to do closed vectors on all of the layers. It will now select all the closed vectors on all of the layers. So there's an option down here, set toolpath cut depth from imported vectors. This, honestly, I've never found a use case for. I know there's probably a rare occasion where you want to use it, but honestly, I have never once needed to use this. I've been using the software for a long time. I only use associate with toolpath option. So I never really found a reason to use this. But from my understanding, it says set toolpath cut depth from imported vectors. So I think it's just for doing a Z depth offset if you wanted to do that for some reason. But I honestly, I find no value with that. Like I said, unless it was something really special. But I've still never found a use for that. It might be just for saving a little bit of time on your Z depth, but maybe your rapid heights are not going to be as much. But if anybody finds a use case for that, let me know. I still have yet to find one.
Okay. David Barry, when using Pro Carve and using a 60V bit, should I use a 1/8 upcut or would the IDC 1/8 Badger be best? So it really depends on your use. If you're not removing a lot of material, it's 1/8 upcut is just as good as the Badger. But if you're going to be removing a lot of material, then the Badger is there to save you a lot of time. That will do just fine. It'll give you a clean cut on the bottom, and then the V-bit will come back and around along the edges and clean things up. Anything you want to add to that, Kyle?
No, I think that's good. I mean, like you said, it does depend on what you're doing, and different materials act different ways as well. So it's a lot of factor in there.
All right, David, I don't think I popped your question until after I had that in there. All right, Mighty Wicked, love the name. Would it be possible to show a quick example of how to use Vectric to design the use of a roundover bit?
Design the use of a roundover bit. So I guess he's looking for use cases for the roundover bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to plug in or Julianne will plug it in a video how to use a roundover bit. So I did a video on pointed roundover bits and how you can get the roundover cut and the bead cut and things you need to take into account. But it's pretty basic. It's so with the pointed bits, you need to do a slight offset of the tool, but it's on the line, the profile cut, right on the line.
Yeah, I was gonna show you some examples. Example, here's a cutting board project I've done, and they have all roundovers on all the top edges here. That's kind of an example there. This is kind of a cutting board with an insert that you can pop in and out. That's a use case. One really good thing I like to use those for is trays. Any type of trays like this one here. Roundover bits work really well for top edge like this. So that would be a perfect use case, I would say, for roundover bits.
Yeah, this is another case for getting into Kyle's course. If anything, to get access to the training on these different files, and then you get the file itself. And then you can modify the file all you want.
All these project lessons are included in the live membership, and you can access them anytime you want.
Okay, so that's not the training, that's in the live member, right? The
live membership.
Okay, so that's two separate memberships. One is the training course. That's when they buy it, they're in it for life in your training course, right?
In the master course, yes.
Yep. And then the live membership is a monthly subscription.
Yep, and that one they have access to all the community and all the live lessons and replays and challenges and everything.
Okay. All right. So there you go, Mighty Wicked. You might want to be jumping in on this one. Get all that stuff. Okay. So now we have Funwayo. How would you pronounce that? Funwayo?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you show how to set up a two-sided job, but also has tiling on both sides? Whoo, baby, you're asking for a full-blown video there.
Yeah, they're really pushing the limits here today. It is possible, for sure. And this is I hate to keep plugging these, but we do have a lot of double-sided lessons, and we even have tile toolpath lessons. That's one thing I like to do is categorize these so they're easy to find. But it is definitely possible to tile. So here's an example of tiling when your material is longer than your machine, and you have to do it in multiple stages. So he's asking how to do it not only on one side, but flipping over and doing the other side.
Yeah.
I can kind of talk you through that. Basically, you would design your project the full size that you'd want it, set up your material the full size of your sheet, and then you can always do the tiling later at the end. So I would set up all your toolpaths and everything the way you want the final product to look like, and then you can tile your toolpaths at the end. It's just going to be a little bit more involved when you're doing double-sided, because not only you're trying to line up when you slide it, you're also trying to line up when you flip it over. So I would really take and be cautious of making sure everything's lined up. I like to use alignment pins for that, especially when you're flipping it over. And like Garrett said, that's gonna be a whole lesson on by itself. But you could drill those pins in there and drill them into your spoil board and make sure everything lines up. It's kind of a technique I showed in some of these lessons.
My suggestion is learn how to do tiling and then learn how to do two-sided, or the other way around. Get good at both of those, and then you'll be able to plug that in together.
That's a good idea.
It's an impressive question. So I want to get ready to do a video for a two-sided project. I get asked that quite a bit. I've never done a tiling video. So, but to answer that question here would take the rest of this video and then some.
Yeah, for sure.
So unfortunately, we are not going to answer that one here, actually demonstrate it. All right, Billy, could you explain machine acceleration and toolpath summary? Thank you.
Yes. So that's something new they added in version 12. If you go to toolpath summary, which is kind of the clock button there in your toolpath tab, there is a new option down here for machine acceleration. That used to not be there. It used to be just called the scale factor, and you'd have to manually figure that out and do a trial and error to figure this out. So basically, Vectric will give you an estimated time on what this will take to cut based on the toolpaths you made and the feeds and speeds you made. But every machine is a little bit different on how it operates. So some machines move a little bit quicker, some machines move a little slower, and that's what your machine acceleration comes into play. That's kind of the variational factor in whether or not this time is going to be accurate or not. So what this allows you to do is click edit here on your machine, and there is acceleration settings in here. You could set the X, Y, and Z. You can even set an angle, and you could set the units. Typically, it's going to be inches per minute. If you're metric, you may want to do millimeters per minute. But you would enter those values in here, and I recommend you check with the manufacturer. That's going to be the best place to get those values. The more accurate you get these values, the more accurate your time estimation will be. So basically, this is just another way to factor in that variance of time to be a little bit more accurate than the scale factor would be. Once you get those numbers in there, that will dial in your settings a lot better for your specific toolpath machining time.
All right. Yeah, I just want to share my camera for a second. So I'm going to share extra cam. So I want to show what. So I owe Jace from Airweights. I saw some talk about Airweights. And so that's the vacuum table hold down. So I'm going to just bring, let's see, I got to bring you down for a second. There we go. Julianne, can you maximize that screen? So this is a vacuum table. It's a 2 foot by 4 foot vacuum table designed for the 4x4 units. I know that Airweights is working on a 4x4 vacuum table too. So, but I want to do a video on this, but I have to tear apart my spoil board and reposition all my T-tracks because my T-tracks are too far apart anyway. So you can bring us back up. There we go. All right. Anyone have issues with the new G Sender and the SandSmart CNC? Vectric is not showing any errors, but when I loaded in the G Sender, a 4x8" project runs at 2" by 4". Should I check for any updates?
I've heard some issues with some of those, like G-Sender recently on some updates. I would check with G-Sender first, see if there's some kind of update you want to check for. And I find some people had that same issue. They updated it, and then they had an issue, and then they contacted G-Sender and found a solution for it.
Okay.
That would be my first go-to there, especially if there's any kind of updates. A lot of times something might not sync up properly, and you may just need to do a minor fix.
I'm not seeing any updates currently. I'm currently sitting on version 1.5.2. But yeah, like Kyle said, send an email to them first. And then
it could even be in the settings somewhere too. If some kind of setting could be off, I would check into there as well.
I want to see if they have the Gamatsu in there. I'm going to share screen for a second here. So let me see, share screen. I did want to show you in G Sender. We're getting a little bit of that hum again, but it's going away. Okay. Screen, there we go. All right, so in the G Sender control software, in the lower left corner, there's a little hamburger icon that says config. Click in there, and then you can go down to this kind of in the center bottom is where you can select the machine that you are using. And so the CNC Labs, the one makers of the alt mill and the long mill, those are the machines that come up first. Then you can scroll down and see if your Gamatsu's in there. And I don't see it. So it doesn't mean it won't work. If it's a Gerbil based machine, it's going to be able to work with it. So you're just getting the scale factor. Yeah, I would call check with CNC Labs and see what's going on there, if they can help you out. Tim is saying if the bit depth of cut is right at the surface depth is set to 0.0 and flat depth is set to 0.25, why does it cut to 0.3 deep?
Let's see. That doesn't sound correct. To me, that sounds like it could be your zero is off.
Yeah, it could be zeroing. It could be a stepper resolution. Your stepper motor.
Yeah, maybe could be something where if it's not moving the correct distance when you set it to. Also, another thing I find people do, sometimes they'll save a toolpath and then change the toolpath later and forget to resave the toolpath, resave the G-code. You could be using an old G-code file as well.
Yep,
something else.
I've seen that. Not stepper resolution, that was wrong. Sometimes if the settings of the steppers are not set properly, then it would go shallow or too deep. So that's a little bit deeper into the software. That's like in the configuration area. If this is always the problem, no matter what kind of toolpath you're using, then it's probably a stepper. I don't know what the term is, but it's like the stepper count per distance.
Steps per inch.
Yeah. So the stepper motors, the way the stepper motors work, there's a bunch of magnets in the stepper motors, and so there's magnets on the outer field, or you have the armature, and then you have the what's the outside called in the motor? In this case, I
case.
Yeah, no, it's the outer windings. It's just not coming to me. But if that in this software, in your control software, it has that count ratio per X distance, and if that's off, then you're always going to be off in your depth. So if you consistently have that problem, no matter what toolpath you're running, no matter what pit you're running, then that's probably the issue. Stater, thank you guys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Joe and the WXX, Mike, Brian, all got it for me. Thank you, brothers. All right. What time is it? 9:09. Okay, so about a half an hour we're going to knock off. So we are doing a giveaway in a little while. How many likes are we at? We are at 349 likes. So, folks, for those of you watching this, just take a minute, hit that thumbs up. We got 485 people I'm seeing here online right now, and so that means I can get 400 thumbs up. And we do 400 thumbs up, we're going to do an extra giveaway. So just hit that little thumbs up button below the video there. And the ladies, for anybody that's going to be in Texas for the Texas Woodworking Fest, Liberty and Julianne are going to be there. Julianne, I'll bring her back in. You ready to come back in? All right, she's ready. She's just, let's do it. So if anybody's going to be at the Texas Woodworking Fest, the ladies have the reins of IDC. They're going. I'm not going. I don't want to know what happens down there. But anybody's going. Yeah, just so you know. So Liberty and Julianne will be going down. Told them to take an extra day. So if you're in Texas and there's a place, is it in Austin? Where is it at?
Yep.
Okay.
It's in Austin, Texas.
So if there's a steakhouse they need to go to or a site they need to see, put it in the comments for you Texans.
Yep.
They're gonna have fun. Kyle, you're not going down to Texas, are you?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
Yep. Liberty's got a fun day on Friday. She's got the creator track education part. So Friday cool. she's gonna be learning, and then Saturday we get to see everybody when they stop in. So it's gonna be exciting.
All right, cool. I can't wait to hear what happened. Well, what you want to share when you come back.
I've already got like my bucket list item.
I know you're going to be discovering stuff. You're just going to go discover stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I even told those guys to take an extra day down there. So just they get a. So when the donations, we haven't gotten any donations this time, but
I was going to say yes, we have.
Oh, have we? Okay.
We just got one. Yep.
I just didn't get down to the list there. All right. Two Chairs Art for Texas. There you go. $20. All right. Another addition to your slush fund, whatever you end up doing. You're gonna have to come back and report the following week.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. We for sure will.
Yeah. Especially these folks are donating some cash to help you out. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even gonna get the steaks down there. Darn it.
Well, let's see. We got some Rudy's barbecue and Franklin's barbecue.
All right.
The only thing is I got to be aware of any barbecue sauce that I eat because I'm allergic to paprika. So.
What a weird thing to be allergic to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Julianne will be back in a little bit with the giveaway. And Kyle is doing a very special. He had his Labor Day weekend sale that ended yesterday, 20% off his course. And so for this show, we just talked before the show. He said, can we do this? We'll just do it for the show. So for folks that are on board right now that have Vectric, but you're still trying to learn it and you're trying to learn it through YouTube, good luck. Get in the Kyle's course, give you a structured course, and you'll have a community behind there too that will work together with you. And you saw all the stuff that he has. 20% off until midnight tonight. It is September 3rd, midnight Eastern Standard Time. This goes away. All right.
Also, I want to say I saw some people in the chat had some issues with the code. I believe I fixed it. So just refresh the page and try it again. Should work.
Okay. All right. Bob is saying, Kyle, do you know if Vectric will be coming out with an AI feature similar to what Carve Code just added to make creating 3D reliefs easier?
So currently, I have no idea. I'll just say that. I have talked to Vectric about it. They are definitely looking into it. I don't know where they're at with that journey, if there's anything coming up, but I do know there are ways you can still do it. I've done lessons in my community about this, but there are other programs you can use. Some of them are really good. They're very, very good. I was very impressed. And you can get them to go right into your V-carve or Spire. I'm gonna actually be doing a YouTube video on those soon, because some of our students has been using those tools, and you'd be amazed at what they made with those. It's really good looking stuff.
Okay. William says, I hear what you're saying, but we're all on YouTube. Yeah, of course we are. We still come to YouTube to learn. The thing with the software, software is very logical, and there's little details that we need to know. And I know that when I was doing YouTube University, I would start to design something and get way involved in it, and then something's not working and you don't understand because you don't know enough of the foundations to get that working. So Mike is saying, do you still recommend Stream Deck?
Yes, I have one sitting right in front of me here. So definitely recommend it if you want to use keyboard shortcuts a little quicker. And for those of you who don't know, it's just a little pad you can put on your desk. It has a bunch of buttons on it, and you can press them. So you don't have to memorize keyboard shortcuts anymore. It has just an icon you press. There's a video on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I have all the buttons and everything you can download and put it right into your Stream Deck.
I guess I need to get the Stream Deck.
You can also use it for live streams or anything. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Just make a note on that, Julianne. It depends on if the boss lets me spend that kind of money. I gotta see it and see how that works.
I definitely recommend the XL version. You got some more buttons on there.
Okay. Julianne is I give her the liberty to say no to me or spending money much of the time. Because I'll buy all the toys if I can.
I have my wife for that.
Yeah. All right, Wayne is saying, hey, Kyle, does your course also include some business management and project file organizing?
There's nothing on the business side, but there definitely is on the file organization, because a lot of people had that question. I made a dedicated lesson just for keeping your files organized, because as some of you guys know, doing all these projects and all these files you have on your computer, it gets really messy really fast. So I did do some lessons on that, on how to keep things a little bit organized, a little bit more structured.
Yeah, Andy Bird has a course for business management. So he just came. No, he came out with the CNC side hustle about 8-9 months ago. So that was a fairly good course. Julianne went through that.
Yeah.
So she can talk about that. But first, I'm going to bring you up real quick, Julianne, just so we can talk about that. But first, I do want to say to the folks who are adding to your Texas fund, Mr. Billy McGee gave you $20. He says he's from Texas too. Billy, you're going to have to go over to Austin, my man. And then Joey is giving you $20 for Texas.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, I need to go to Texas with you guys.
They get a lot of souvenirs.
Yeah, and look at this. Harold gave you $50. Harold came up and visited us about 1.5 years ago, and he's been watching the channel for a long time. Harold is a vet. He won't mind me saying this because we did a video on this. He was a vet. He struggled with PTSD for a long time, and we actually did a live video to talk about our recorded video. And when he got into CNC, he sent me a message. He said directly to me, he said, you have given me something that has worked better than all the therapy and pills that they ever gave me with CNC. So CNC is very therapeutic. Harold, you're awesome, brother. You gave them $50. Y'all are awesome. This is so cool. I love when they like are like spawning you on. You might have to take another day out there in Texas.
Well, I was gonna say, as much as we would like to, like, I don't know if that's gonna be possible.
All right. Okay. Well, we've crossed the 400 thumbs up mark, so we're gonna do an extra giveaway tonight. All right. So Julianne, we'll bring you back in a bit. We will link Oh, I was going to bring you up. Wait a minute. I wanted to ask you about Andy's course.
Yeah. Right. So the CNC side hustle course is the one that I went through, and it's really actually straightforward. It was in little bitty, easy to digest chunks. I was able to get through it fairly quickly, based off kind of having some previous knowledge already. But yeah, got through it fairly fast. He's got a spot on there where you can ask questions, interact with different people taking the course. He just released his
Kickstarter.
Yeah, CNC Kickstarter, which I believe will go completely live in October sometime.
Okay.
Maybe. I'll have to get a correct date on that. But yeah, it was his course is linked in the description down below. So
yeah, Kyle and I both know Andy. We've talked to him. We've hung out together. We actually went out to sushi. At that one show, you, me, Andy, and Liberty.
Yeah, and Cody.
Yep. Cody on that one?
Yeah, Cody was there.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like you guys
Andy. Yeah, I think Andy was the one with Vectric.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. So bump Juliana in the back. Okay. So let's see. So we answered that one. Gary Lynn is saying, how do I update my Vectric? I can't, I am running 12.014, need to update to 12.504. For some reason, it's not updating. It is paid for.
Yeah, so typically there's going to be that button in the top right corner to update. If you already did that, what's probably going on that may be confusing you is when it updates to that 0.5 version, it downloads as a brand new software. So now you have version 12 and you have version 12.5 on your computer. And the other thing a lot of people don't realize you need to do is you need to change your default program that opens your files. Because if you don't do that, it's going to open up in the old version every time you open up a file.
Yeah. One of the other things, I think this is a problem that you're probably having. If you're in Vectric, you're going to update it, and you're trying to update it while you have Vectric open, it won't work.
Yeah, you have to close it down.
You have to shut Vectric down.
Yeah.
So launch Vectric, go sign into the update, then shut Vectric down and do the update.
Yeah. And then when you open it, make sure you're opening the correct version.
Yeah, I think I got a video on that because I had that issue until I figured it out. It was like, oh, other people are going to have the same problem. Tim is a newbie still. I've cut in a 1/4-inch birch plywood profile, a 14-inch shape, or in general, I suppose, is it best to use a 1/8 compression or a 1/4-inch compression or larger? So he's doing 1/4-inch birch. I'd say 1/8 compression would be just fine.
Yeah, that thin plywood, the compression, you have to make sure your upcut portion is not going to be bigger than the thickness of your material. Otherwise, that compression is just going to be getting the upcut portion there. It's not going to really benefit.
Yeah. So Tim, here's what I would say to you. So IDC Woodcraft has the 1/8 compression, the 1/4-inch compression, 3/8 compression, 1/2-inch compression, but we also have a 3/16 compression. All right. And I prefer to use the 3/16 compression over the 1/8 because it's right in the middle of the 1/4 and the 1/8. So it's still a really strong bit, but it's a smaller cut. So we'll link the 3/16 compression and mill. I would recommend that. It's got a 1/4-inch shank on it. That's my preference. Sleepy Hollow Woodworks want to use a V-bit to make a V-groove deeper than the tip of the bit. Will V-carve aspire go full depth and make the grooves side smooth?
Let's see. Make the groove side smooth.
Yeah. So like this is a pretty deep V cut. So if we use the 1/4-inch diameter V-bit, it's going to have to be.
Okay. I see what he's saying. He wants to go deeper than the bit allows for, and he wants to make sure that, yes, it will do that if you use the V-carving tool bath.
Mm-hmm.
I can even show an example if you want, just to see how that would look. Let me draw. a long, thin rectangle there. This might be a better way to show what this looks like. Oops. And let's take that and go to a V carving toolpath. And I'm going to just use no flat depth, no start depth, and no clearance tools. So just a 90-degree V-bit. Let me use a larger one first. I got a 1.25" diameter one here. This is going to be a pretty large V-bit. Let's calculate that and see what that looks like. And I'm not sure why my material color changed on me there, but let's preview this. And not sure why that got dark.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Let me close it and open it back up. Very strange.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Looks like I found a bug. Maybe
it's not even showing your cuts.
Maybe clear that keepout zone. See if that does it. Every once in a while I'll come into a bug like this. Maybe because I'm sharing screen, I'm not sure. But it's going to be harder to see now with that. But when you cut down, you could see, let me reset it. Let me just maybe change the material. Maybe a different material. Nope.
Maybe you need to shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah.
That's weird. I've never seen that before.
Very weird. Let me add a new sheet. Jump over to another sheet. See if that does it. I found a bug. We got to go contact Vectric now. Let's try it again with a fresh.
Just in case, Julianne, mark this this time in the video for Kyle. So if Vectric wants to actually see it, they can come to this particular time.
There we go. This one worked. All right. So as you can see, that toolpath is cutting in multiple stages, and it's always going to give you that smooth edge that you're after. Let me speed that up. That is what it looks like with a larger bit. But if we switch that to even smaller diameter bit, let's go with a 90-degree 1/2" diameter bit. It's going to be a lot smaller. Let's calculate that. Reset the preview. Even though the 1/2" wide diameter is smaller than our width of our cut, you can see if I drew a circle that is 1/2" in diameter and put it in here, this is how wide our diameter of our V-bit is that we're using right now. So as you can see, there's a lot of space in here. It's not going to be able to reach both sides at the same time. So even though you have that set, as long as you use the V-carve toolpath, and if you slow this down, you can watch what this will do. This is going to do it in multiple passes. So here it goes, doing the first pass, and it's going to go that first cut depth, whatever cut depth you have set in your toolpath setting. And as it goes down, it's going to continue to bulk out more of the material in the middle, and always going to keep that smooth side along the edges, no matter what diameter your V-bit is. Mm-hmm. So yes, to answer your question, you will get that nice smooth finish. As you can see here, very smooth all the way around, just because we use the V-carve toolpath.
Right. Cool. Okay, so Dave is asking, do you have one or more classes in your course to create 3D models?
Oh, I have plenty of classes in there on 3D models. You can actually see all the classes before you even join if you're talking about the live program. We have them all categorized in our blog page. If you go to academy.learnercnc.com/blog, you can see all of our replays in here, and we have all the categories. So if you want to kind of see what you have access to before you get in there, we have a category for 3D modeling, and you'll see many, many 3D modeling lessons we've done on all sorts of topics. And you can see we have multiple pages of topics on these.
Yeah, so folks, if you have Aspire or you've wanted to build your own 3D models, Aspire is the software to get, and then this is the training to get. This is in the Aspire level training, right?
This one is in the live training community. Okay. These are our project lessons. In the live training, I saw somebody ask earlier if it's for beginners. We mix it up a bit. Every once in a while, we'll do a beginner lesson. Then sometimes we'll do an advanced lesson. So we kind of keep it where everybody can have a spot to follow along with. And we do categorize them all. From beginner lessons, we have advanced, and we have intermediate lessons as well. So you can look through these and see kind of where you want to be at. And we have over 250 lessons in there. So there's something for everyone. There's all types of lessons you can find in there.
Okay. And then Mighty Wicked was saying, does the class include sections on troubleshooting process for analyzing node edit and vector errors?
Yes, in the master course, we have a whole section for node editing, talking about all aspects of that. In our live training, we also did a class on that. I think we called it Node Editing 101, and we did a whole lesson on that as well. So no matter which program you choose, we do have some training on that. Yeah, here it is, Node Editing 101 lesson we did on all different types of node editing. But we also have our Q&A in the live training if you want to ask specific questions on anything you have trouble with.
Okay. Well, we still got quite a few questions in the queue. Hey, folks, if you feel like you're getting something out of this, with us bringing people like Kyle on to train you, you're feeling like you're getting that good, they're taking the time to help you out. We're all doing this. If you feel like you're getting something out of this and you have not done it already, I would love to have a 5-star Google review for what we do here, for the videos, the bits we have, the people we bring together. Julianne will link that. It'll be linked in the description. Just give us a review. Tell us what we do and what you think about what we do. Love to have that. So we're at 9:31. We'll handle a couple more, 2 or 3 more questions. Now we're going to get to our giveaway. So let's see. All right, here's a good one that comes up quite a bit. So it is on the free trial software, Vectric Pro. Can you load and cut out samples included in the software?
On the free trial of Vectric, you can only cut out files that they provide for a free trial sample. If you design your own file, you won't be able to export it to be able to cut it out. You'll only be able to export it when you purchase the software on the same computer that you designed it with. Then you'll be able to access all the files that you designed with on that computer. But if you want to just test it, they do have a lot of free trial files that you can test with.
Okay, cool. Joey Sawdust said, have a great time. Julianne, he gave you $57.78.
Very specific.
Yeah, talk about someone who's going to be memorable. Joey, you are the man. That's cool. So this is why pricing strategies, if you're in business, pricing strategies, you always see that $19.99 or $19.97, $29.99, $29.97. These are key numbers at work. So if you can bring your projects that you're selling to these price points, think $9.99 or $97. $97 is actually better. $19.97, $29.97, $49.97. What's the next one, Kyle? 89. Is it 89? I think it's 89 and then 99.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right. So here's a good one. Ronnie, if someone from another country purchases your course, are there any tariffs that would have to be paid? Interesting question.
Yeah. The nice thing about the course, everything is all digital. No tariffs on that. So there's no physical product getting shipped to you. So you have whatever the price you see on the page is the price you pay.
Okay. So tariffs are attached to physical products, folks. Yeah, we got Trino. His 14-year-old son is getting interested in his CNC. So we're going to learn together. Sweet. I hope you're in Kyle's course. You learn together.
I wonder if that's one of our students that just joined, because one of our students just commented that he just joined and said he's learning with his son. So really cool to see that.
All right. That's very cool. Very cool. My grandsons are, hour and a half away from me, so I don't get the opportunity to do that. But man, what a way to do that kind of stuff. All right, so this is a great question. Right there is Kyle Garrett. Where do you add the extra buttons in the file operation area? Thank you so much in advance. Great question. Okay, so yeah, explain that to them. What's coming up and how to add those. I got a video on that.
I can definitely do that. If you want to share my screen, I could.
Oh, my bad.
Show how that's done. So in your file operations up here, you see you have one line of buttons up here and then a second line. By default,
so remember, Kyle is using Aspire here, so he's got an extra button from the VCarve.
Yeah, there's an extra button here for Aspire, and also for VCarve, there's 2 extra buttons here. But no matter which software you have, it's going to by default have this second row. This top row in version 12, for some reason, Vectric removed it. They said it was just to save some space on the side here, but a lot of people really like these 4 buttons, and personally, I like them too. So eventually they added them back, but to get them back, you have to set in your options to get that back. And that is new, save, undo, and redo. Those 4 buttons. If you want those there, you have to go to edit, go to options, and then where it says window layout, let me see. Actually, no, I think it's down a little bit further. In general settings. So if you go to general settings, where it says show additional file operations, then set that to yes, and then click OK. When you do that, it will set those new 4 buttons up there for you to access. And that will save it and remember it, so you don't have to set that again.
I have a video. It's a Vectric 101. It's a 2-hour video live on, not live on YouTube, but it's on YouTube. And it actually runs you through a project. So at the beginning of that video, we actually set that up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if you're brand new to Vectric and you just want to kind of get a basic out of it, you can watch that video. But I still definitely, because a 2-hour course, that's just, I mean, I can cover the basic tools that you can use. But even in that, I can't really dive real deep into it. It's really meant to just get you going, but to understand how to work it all. All right, folks, we are going to have to stop on the questions, but we do have to call William Woodworks out for $5. It's going to be added to the Texas Fund. Julianne, I'm going to bring you up, sister. So thank you, William. Another $5. I don't know how much money you guys got to spend down there in Texas now. Yeah, it is time for a giveaway. And when I look at the likes, you folks have given us 422 likes. Thumbs up. That means we're going to do an extra giveaway tonight. And here's how it's going to work. So, well, first of all, you tell them what they need to do. Well, before we do that, just remember Kyle's course, 20% off, right? Up until midnight tonight.
Yep.
We did this for this live show. So if you haven't done it, you're still sitting on the fence. Don't sit on the fence too long. Otherwise, you have to wait. You know, you'll lose it. So the code is, what's the code again? Even though it's
IDC Live.
IDC Live. Even though it's running across the screen the whole time. So, and the link is in the description of the video. All right. So it is time for giveaway. So Julianne, take it away. And then I will tell you what Kyle and I will do to add a little spice to this. And this is the time when I open my beer.
All right, let me get everything pulled up here. For those of you who are new, welcome. I know there's a few of you out in the audience, so hello. We're happy to have you. We do a giveaway every Wednesday. We do, our live every Wednesday, so we're always here. All right, so for those of you who do not know, I am about to put a phrase on the screen. I know some of you are trying to input it early. You don't know what it is yet.
Cheers, William.
So the phrase that is hitting your screen now, you will go to our YouTube chat and enter it exactly as you see it. You only have to enter it once to enter our lovely giveaway this week. And we will have 3 winners.
All right. Do we know what we're giving away, or are you not going to tell them yet?
Well, I'm going to tell them one thing, but I have a couple ideas of what I'm going to do to spice it up a little. I keep getting more extravagant with these giveaways.
That's cool. So there's kind of surprise stuff in these giveaways too.
Yep. So I've decided that each of our winners are going to get one of our hog roughing bits. They'll get a mystery bit.
Ooh.
That they do not know what it is, and they'll get a couple other goodies. So yeah.
All right. Very cool. So because we got over 400 likes, we are going to. Are we doing 2? Or are we doing
3?
3. Okay, so 3 giveaways. So it's 3 chances. And so what Kyle and I are going to do is we are going to also put the code in. And if we come up as winners, then Julianne gets to make a choice. She can add a 4th to it. She can spice the things up even more, whatever she wants to do. So Kyle, put in hashtag carve it.
Okay, I'm entered.
Okay, and it must have switched. Okay, hashtag carve it.
If I win, I'm going to double it and give it to the next person.
Oh gosh.
Yep. So yeah, if we come up, then the whatever Julianne wants to do. If she wants to even spice it up even more or add a 4th, that's up to her.
I have to get a bigger box if I spice it up more.
Yeah, for sure.
Just no paprika spice.
So what's happening on this end? So yeah, I am going to take a little road trip, just because, and I think I want to go to the beach for a little bit. Just
going out west. How are you going to the beach?
No, that would be after that.
Oh, okay.
But we're heading into the main season, so I have to kind of work around that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but definitely gonna go out west. But yeah, when I'm saying beach, I'm talking Cancun or Dominican Republic or yeah.
Garrett's sounds like Garrett's gonna invite us all for a beach party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I've got my shop all fixed. Now the next thing I want to do is set it up so I can bring people in live. So I can do like a day or 2 training live.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, people have asked that, so I'll do that. And what else? For the alt mill users, for those who are asking about the 4x8, they are working on it. They have 5 machines that are going out to beta testers. So it's not that far off. I think they're projecting November for release. They're working on ATC. They're working. I got a whole list of things that the CNC Labs guys are working on. We are also getting the Next Wave units on the site. Next Wave CNC machines on our site.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got all the vacuum stuff from Airweights on there. So if you're looking for a vacuum system, you can get that from the site. What else? We got a couple new products coming down a pipeline too. A brand new bit that's been going on for quite a while, but we're starting to get close. Every time I say it, I think, oh, it's only gonna be another month, maybe a month and a half. And how long has it been now? I mean, literally, it's coming almost to a year to get this bit.
True.
Yeah.
I just got an update on part of our packaging for said bit this evening. So pretty excited on that.
Yeah, me too.
Portion.
Me too. And then we got another product that will be coming out towards the end of the year that a lot of people are going to like. I've been trying to figure this one out, and somebody approached me and said, "You solved this problem. I want that product." So when we get close, Kyle, I'll start sharing this stuff with you.
Sounds good. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm in the dark over here.
Yeah. All right, folks, put your hashtag carve it in there. What are we up to, Julianne? I can't read the number.
Hold on. Let me.
316.
Yep.
All right, cool. Waiting for the IDC hoodies. Tell them about that. Where are we at with that?
In progress. We've got so many new products and stuff coming online for the website that the hoodies and the sweatshirts have kind of, I mean, they're still on my radar. They're just sitting at the side of my desk. They're coming.
I have a CNC ugly a Christmas sweater on my website if anybody's interested.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. And remember the website that Kyle put together, the hub, the CNChub.com, right? And if you're shopping for a CNC, so this is the only site that's really side by side where you can compare everything. And
Yep.
he went over it at the beginning of this live show. Very detailed layout. So if you came in late and you're still shopping for a CNC, go back to the beginning of this live show, and because we cover it first thing. Can I share my screen for just a minute, Julianne?
Sure. And I'm going to share the link for Kyle's website real quick.
Okay.
So we're going to do a lot of sharing. All right. Go for it.
All right.
And the code will still be at the bottom of the screen that you guys can enter.
Okay. So I just want to send into that. So we have quite a few team members, right? These are all our direct team members here. Of course, yours truly, Julianne, Liberty, and then there's Adam. And so these four are all together. We're in the same town. Then there's Richard and Cammie. It's a husband and wife team. Richard does our website stuff. That's who you're going to be dealing with, Kyle, and the stuff we talked about before. And then there's his wife, who will soon be Dr. Radcliffe. So she's been going to medical school. There's Dwayne. He's local too. He comes in and helps Liberty. He's actually pretty well trained up. There's Joe. He deals with the community. Taylor and Raul. They are local. They are some part-time help. And then we've added my daughter because she does labeling on the bits and pre-packages the bits for all of us too. So I just wanted to show you guys my daughter.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess at this point we can take my screen down. And are we ready to draw the first round yet?
Let me get this pulled up so we can get a good view of our lovely confetti. All right. Where am I at? I have too many tabs, too many screens. Takes me a minute. All right. We have 328 people entered so far. So this will roll through a couple names. Don't get excited until we see confetti.
All right. Let's roll it.
Here we go.
And I want IDC to come up or Kyle to come up. You know, I mean, it's just like.
Oh,
like, I mean, yeah, I saw that.
All
right. Our JO Woodworks, Rob. Woo. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Rob got John.
I'm excited. I'm just writing everything down.
So, what is he getting? He's getting a hog or a beast?
He's getting a hog, and he's gonna get a mystery bit, and he's gonna get some other things, and some other little doodads.
Okay, all right. So it's gonna be a bit of a surprise package that you get in the mail.
Pretty much. I'll go ahead and do this quick rundown. Rob, head over to idcwoodcraft.com, hit our contact us page, and put in Wednesday winner, and then I will need your address and your email. And yeah, that's nice stuff. And here we go for our second one. We're going to head and do our second person. So let's go.
Yep. Ellen said there's a few new people here. She said, welcome. All right. Let's see who's going to win this. I saw you that time, Kyle.
Saw it.
Yep. Oh, man. Harold was so close. Screaming Goat. CNC. What a cool name. Hey. All right. Screaming Goat.
I like that one.
I want to see it. Look at that logo. That logo is very cool. Screaming Goat. All right, cool. How are you going to know who this one is, Julianne?
Well, hopefully there's an inclusion of the screen name in the Wednesday winner message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully, Screaming Goat, please don't make me scream by not including your name.
Yeah.
All right. So,
all right.
I'm gonna go.
So yeah, and so we're doing an extra one because we got over 400 thumbs ups.
How many thumbs up?
Is that the word? Okay. Here's the extra one for you guys doing that. Oh, you're not ready to roll it yet?
I was gonna say I was looking to see how many thumbs likes we got on the video. We have 435.
Wow, you guys did awesome. Oh, you kind of overdid it.
Okay, ready for our last one?
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. We've got. Let me pull this thing. There we go.
I'm ready for the drum roll.
Righty, 332 people still entered.
Okay.
Let's get it.
All right. All right. 1 to 5. All right. Come on. John. Woo. Lincoln Felser. All right, John. Congratulations, John.
Nice.
Yeah. Congrats to the winners.
Woot.
Very cool. John, follow the same instructions.
Yep.
Tell them again.
idcwoodcraft.com contact us page and name, shipping, mailing address, and email, please. And thank you. All right, you guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats. And
congrats, everyone.
Yep. So cool. Folks, give Kyle some thanks for taking some time out, spending some time here, giving you some Vectric. You get the idea of what Kyle knows. If you're not taking the course, I mean, I learn every time we have him on board. So his knowledge goes deep on the Vectric stuff. You're going to the master when you're joining this course.
Always glad to be here. Always enjoy it.
Yep. And we have him on every 2 months, so he will be back. It's one of my favorites to have on because it's just a good one. So
got to do my Terminator voice.
Yep. Everybody who's made a donation for the trip. Is there any more donations? I just got to make sure. Nope. No more.
We had all of you guys, Two Towers, Billy, Joey, Harold, Joey, and Williams Woodworks. Thank you guys.
You guys are awesome. All right, we are going to check out, folks, and we will see you next week. We don't have any guests lined up next week, do we? No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, we might later. Okay. We will see you next week. Happy CNC.
Bye, everyone.